Hello and welcome to my GTNH playthrough. It is Monday, August 25th. Just go over what I accomplished over the weekend. So, just real quick, I did just put a order in for a new Lapatronic battery and all that goes with that. Specifically, it seems like my Essentia bees pushed my system to where it was too big, so I just kind of haphazardly dropped another thorium reactor down here to keep up with this power, but I'd like to actually redo this room proper and get the battery on it, probably even bump up the type of reactor so that I don't have to mess with it for a good long time, because I was up to just over 6,000 EU per tick, and as you can see, when we're at 6.1, and even right there was a little spike to 8,000. So these guys are quickly getting outclassed, and we're basically done with all I can do for magic for a while. So we're moving back to technology, and I assume that'll just continue to put more stress on the system. So I'd like to upgrade it to be more like what's going on over here, plus also getting it inside the warded glass and all that fun stuff. But that was mostly what I did for technology. I did do some random patterns and stuff, but a lot of what I did was all magic related. So I guess while I'm flying over there, I can show you. I did go to the outer realms through this portal here. Oh jeez, there's a bunch of stuff spawning right now, and I'm poisoned. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I'll get myself this guy. And was able to get myself the Primordial Pearl scanned. So this was, I had gotten as far as I could in the Thaumanomicon. Needed to be able to scan this pearl right here to start doing more research, which I did a ton. As you can see, I've got my warp down to 0 for everything, but at multiple points today, it was close back up to 200 with the amount of research I was able to accomplish. If you don't know, this is kind of what the outer realm looks like, and you go through here, collect a tablet, fight a boss, and hop back out. But this area wasn't so bad. I did make sure to, let me fly away from here in case another guardian spawns. I don't think he can kill me, but I basically did go into the quest book and made sure I knocked out all the quests along the way. So I got patterns set up to be able to do these guys, which will actually be useful because, and here I'll show why here in a minute, but got all this. I haven't figured out how to get to this part, the end of time. Maybe I'm blind, but I didn't see it in here of how to do that, so not too worried about that. It's the way the quest book sounds, it makes it sound like there's nothing there anyways. Or at least at the moment, it sounds like it's an endgame goal type dimension, which very long way from that. So over here, I still got this set up. I'm kind of sad now that I've gotten used to this being over here. I'm a little sad I put it there because I kind of wish I had made an actual room for it instead of it just being kind of sitting there on the lawn. I did add some more matrix things to this guy so I can put more patterns in, but I did see in my researches, now that I scanned the Primordial Pearl, there's actually an upgraded version of this that I want to set up at some point when I get back to doing more magic. And then down here, I actually got my auto crafting for this magic stuff done. I was a little confused at how this worked at first, so I created a bunch of these knowledge cores, but the way it actually works is one knowledge core, you put all these different patterns in, and then you drop that into one of these arcane assemblers, and that's all the patterns it can hold. I forget what it said that these upgrades can do, but I'll look back into that if I start doing more magic. So I did create a second arcane assembler, and then I've got one more staff available if I need to, or two more staffs available. I made one specifically to make another one of these if I need it, and then one to just use for crafting. But once I got the Primordial Pearl, I was able to knock out a ton more research. Where did I put the Thaumanomicon? Thaumanomicon? Where are you at? That's the wrong book right there. Well, basically, I don't know where I put it. Oh, you know what? I know where I put it. I put it up here. There it is. So in here, if we start going through all the tabs, I've got most of them done. There are a few tabs like this guy with a question mark on it still that I'm not actually sure how to get the last research on this guy, because I was looking at the Wikipedia and it only listed 20 researches, so I'm not really sure what I'm missing, but this question mark means one's not available. But a lot of these tabs are nearly done. Like I'm not sure what I'm missing here. Or over here. The one I'm working on right now, so we got this obvious one of 49 of 90. What the reason I'm kind of paused on magic now is because, so I do want to make some better ones, and I'll probably do that tomorrow before I move on. But this guy right here, specifically, you need to use this item called Aurora Pylon right here, and feed it different essentia, and for like each essentia it unlocks a different research, at least according to the Wikipedia. But this is where I ran into my brick road, because it needs some osmiridium screws. So I never end up setting up the osmium bee like I had planned to, and now it's kind of biting me in the butt, because I could have had enough osmium to make an osmium bee and at least like trickle that, because you can actually still process osmium without anything too fancy. Osmium. Yeah, if we look at these, we just need more phthalic acid, which we have plenty of this, and then we can get osmium nuggets and get enough to get us screws and keep moving on the magic stuff, and hopefully actually finish out the Thaumanomicon. If you don't know, I mainly want to finish it out so I can just do a final clear out of my warp and be done with it, because warp's annoying. Whenever I do make a video on like this age, like an actual proper video, there'll be a lot of different clips of me getting just attacked by so many random monsters, and from like exploding bats to guardians, and I swear it kept getting worse. But the other thing I got done today, or over the weekend, was I did set up all these Essentia bees. I will say I originally had them all linked together, because the way I normally do multiple Alvaries with like the same product is I just do shared drawers with a void over. But I ran into this issue. If you look at all these different queens, it's not even close to all of them. Got this entire chest, and it was not ending. I ended up having to destroy these Alvaries. I don't know what happened, but for some reason in the setup I had going with these Essentia bees, because I went and double checked that my other Alvaries didn't have the issue, but I was just, instead of producing drones, it would produce one drone and 3 queens every cycle. And so I just have like hundreds of bees. But since it's like a glitchy cheese, I'm not going to use these. Like, I'll continue to just go find pristine queens in the wild. But I kind of want to bury these under the ground as like kind of a time capsule, like maybe just, like literally like under the ground right here or something, and come back, because it is kind of funny. Like, look at all these queens. It's crazy. 249 in that one, just a few shy on this one, and that's mainly because I was messing around with that third drawer down there. And as far as I could tell, it seemed to be infinite. I don't understand what was happening. The reason I even have this chest here is I dropped it down to see if I could like clear out the lines and figure out what was up, but nothing. After I placed this chest down with insert, nothing seemed to happen. So now instead what I'm doing is I have this, each one of these just has a trash can with a low priority insert, so everything comes out of here first and back in. If you're ever doing this, make sure you have self-feed enabled, or else you'll just kill your queen. And yeah, this works, but it was a crazy glitch. The only reason I realized what was happening, because I planned on not even really looking at them, because it looked like everything was working fine before, was I went to check on all my Essentia, and there's a few down here that were really lagging behind everyone else, and you can kind of see, like, these ones are only at 41k, whereas these guys are huge up here. I say only. There were 5 aspects I wasn't able to get. And I was, they're all from a certain mod, but they don't appear to have any items that drop them. Like if I look them up, like this Justice one for here, A Qualitas, like there's no scanned item. So what I was going to do is hop over here real quick. Was going to set up, because I thought it was an Ivy spawner, set up a Wisp spawner. I don't know where I threw it. I must have thrown it back in the system, and feed it Ivy power, because that's what I could have swore it was earlier, but I was wrong. When we throw this guy in here, we'll see it actually is LUV, I should say. So the reason I was going to put this in here is basically it drops every single Lethal Essence, and so once I got, I believe it's 8 of one of the, or like each of those 5, I could just move those over, smelt them down, and then throw them in under the B. I have the spots and the drainers already in place, but they'll just have to wait till I have access to IV energy hatches. But let's see, from there, what else did I get done? Really, that's it for like stuff to show. Like, it doesn't look like it was a beautiful weekend. I didn't play too much, but even though there's not like much built, like I feel I did get a lot done, and it was pretty satisfying to be able to push through the magic. I keep saying it, but AE2 honestly just makes it so much better. So as for what I want to finish today and tomorrow is I want to set up an osmium B so that I can get those osmium screws. At the same time, I think what I'm going to do tonight specifically, because the filler, I can never get the filler to work to clear out this area for me, I'm just going to watch a TV show and clear out a bunch of this dirt, because this is where I want to do ore processing. And then once I got that set down, I'll do like a rough outline of the building I want and start creating what multi-blocks I need for it. And then as I'm making those multi-blocks, see what I'm slow on and start adding those multi-blocks into the auto crafting. Like I keep saying, I want to do the extruders, I want to do the cutter, I want to do the lathe. I need to do another canning machine, because these guys have either 2 modes, the fluid canner or the canning machine. I keep having to come over and then change this whenever I craft like anything related to one or the other. I've just been lazy about building a second, because they don't really get used in that many recipes. But yeah, clearing out this area will probably be the goal tonight. Well, and then once the osmium B, which I'm not going to run over to it because it's all the way in the nether, so the iridium B drops osmium combs here, but if you look at its natural stuff, it's arid and hellish, so I had to go set up an alvery in the nether, because you can't replicate hellish temperatures. So once I do that, though, luckily the osmium B itself is just cold and arid, so we'll be able to set that guy up out here without like having to worry about setting anything up connected to the nether one, or leaving something chunk loaded in the nether unnecessarily. So I just need 49 of those combs to go, and though from the looks of it, as far as I can tell, that'll probably take about 3 or 4 hours to do. Even I have it set up with the things for top production, but it's only a 5% drop rate, so there won't be too many for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna hop over here, start digging while I wait for that osmium, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.